Bob, 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 Bob. Yes, 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 yes. What's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. Good evening, everyone. We are here with the latest evening Manchester United news. How are we all doing tonight? Thank you very much for joining us and getting in here raw for the show. How are you all doing, folks? Thank you very much for joining. We've got plenty to discuss tonight. It's going to be a raw one. Appreciate you all getting in here and waiting for us to get going. You bunch of legends. How are we all doing tonight? Yes, sirree. Get in there and say hello. Hello, Vincent Bullock. How you doing? Fire up. Dynamic Melon. Must Play. Superfly Guy. Andy Corkin. David Watkins. Kingslayer. Rexo Master. Scouser on the Wirral. MUFC UK. Goffy. VIP Spliffy 420. Good to hear, my son. Must Play, Chloe Jenkins, Dean, Batman, Stephen, Dynamic Melon, Francois, Lord PlayStation, Rainman, Josh, Staygold, Chris Barker, William, Must Play, Aaron, and everybody else as well. Ayab Mohammed, how you doing? Everybody else as well. Thank you very much for joining us for the show. We got you covered with all the latest Manchester United news and discussion. And of course, we'll have a proper debate throughout the show as well. Some may call it a mass debate. We'll cover all the latest news. We'll give you the latest lowdown on what's happening at this once great football club. Shout out to the legends getting in here. Do us a favour at the start of the show then and smash that like button on it. Give us a massive thumbs up. That's the one that looks like this thumb right here. Drop the thumbs up on it if you haven't done so. That would be immense. That's the one down there that looks like that. Hit the likes. Also, give us a subscribe if you're new to the show, of course. Get involved. And share us around wherever you can. Share us around, peeps. Give us a retweet. Give us a Facebook share. Give us a fucking TikTok, whatever. I don't know. Just give us a share wherever you can, guys. Please, please do that. I haven't done it yet, Sim Games. I'm melting, aren't I? I know I will get round to it, mate. I've been a busy boy. Had a lot of stuff to sort out, but I will be updating it very soon, lad. I mean, it looks fine as it is, but, you know, always constantly improving. I'll definitely do it soon. Mr. Sim Games has been waiting for me to update my surroundings for a little while, and I've been delaying it, haven't I? But thank you so much, but I will get on that very soon. Trust me, I'll probably try and set it up after this show, actually. Didn't have time before. Okay, so yes, guys, like, subscribe, comment, get involved in the live chat throughout. Do I have extra long thumbs? I mean, that does look pretty big, actually. I've got large hands, mate, to be fair. Large hands. You know, I was a goalkeeper. I've got big hands. In fact, when I was in year 9 at school, they measured everybody's hand span, which is the length from there to there to there, and out of 130 people in my year, I had the largest hand span from there to there. You know what that means, my friends? You know what that means? Big gloves in the winter needed to keep these hands warm. You know what I'm saying? Big gloves. Anyway, so let's get stuck into the news then, folks. Once again, thank you all for being here. I do appreciate that. You're a bunch of legends. Yeah, like a fucking eagle, Sing Games, you know. Large hands, my son. Large hands. Anyway, okay, so thank you very much for that, Nut. Good to see you, mate. How you doing? And everybody else as well. Right, let's get stuck into the United news then. So it seems that United are under pressure from various different places in order to maybe make a decision based on Antony dos Santos. What's going on with him at the moment obviously is not good. Alleged allegations against him of domestic abuse and these sorts of things taking place. Authorities looking at this in Brazil. He's prepared to defend himself. He's released a statement obviously saying that he doesn't want to he's not guilty and that he's innocent and that he's going to defend himself and that he's got all the evidence to defend himself. So that's good. Obviously Antony defended himself, but it's a very bad look for Manchester United at this moment in time, and there seems to be pressure mounting for Man United to come out and talk about it and make some sort of a statement. At the moment, we know that at this moment in time, it doesn't seem like Man United are prepared really to make any sort of a statement. Maybe that will change throughout this show. Who knows? Or maybe it will change soon. But it does look like when asked about it, Dominic Booth from The Guardian obviously approaching Manchester United, I suppose, for some sort of comment. And the reports come out that Manchester United have pointed to Antony's own statement and refused to comment on the situation when approached by The Guardian. So they have been approached by The Guardian and asked about the matter. And I guess they have just said, well, check out Antony's statement. We're not going to comment any further on the matter. So Antony's statement the other day obviously suggesting that he's going to defend himself, he's got the evidence to do so, and he's innocent. That's basically what it said. So we're hoping that that's true, obviously, from our point of view, to have we don't want this player to be a horrible person like some of the other horrible people that we've had at the football club in recent times, and we obviously don't want to lose an £85 million asset that we have just literally bought a year ago for £85 million. Talking about an insane commodity that this guy is at United, a huge amount of money, a big asset. And it would be just our luck if another one of our huge assets had to maybe go somewhere else or leave the football club or be suspended and not be available due to off the field issues. We've seen it with Greenwood. We've seen it over the years in a number of capacities, and it's just not on really. It's bang out of order really. So it's a big shame, obviously, what's going on. But again, what I will reiterate is that Antony may well be completely innocent in all of this. And we have to wait and see how it all plays out and just hope that this is not the case. Let's hope that he is the victim of these accusations that are false. Let's hope that that's true, because the alternative is he's an abuser. And, that's only going to lead one way, I think, especially with what's happened with Greenwood. He's sort of set the precedent of what's happening when it comes to this scenario. And so it won't go down well if Antony is investigated, if there's any basis for these claims, and that if he's found guilty, it's not going to go down well at the football club. But what we're talking about right now is football related stuff with United, so I'm not going to get into the has he done it, has he not done it, is he innocent, is he guilty guff. We don't know yet. Let the Brazilian authorities and potentially the Greater Manchester Police at some point do their own investigations and come to their own conclusions. But as of right now, what it means from a football point of view, it's very negative. And what we're expecting soon is maybe United are going to have to comment on it. And there's growing pressure mounting from various different places in order to do so. And there's also pressure to basically drop him. So he may well be suspended temporarily. You've seen Brazil dropped him. Last night, the news came out, Fab and various other outlets reporting that he had been dropped from the Brazilian national side due to these current investigations that are taking place. I suppose when you have a player who's going through such a high-profile case where he is being accused of committing potential atrocities, whether it's true or not, it's not a great look to have him representing your nation. And I guess it would be the same for Manchester United. Perhaps it would not be the best look for Man United to have a player like that who's currently being accused of these things. Now, not saying that it's true, and hopefully it's not, but still, just to have him in the side at this minute is actually a little bit of a question mark, isn't it? Whether or not it's a good or bad thing to do. Do you stick by the guy and believe what he says, or do you do you suspend him for the time being until you know more? Let's ask the live chat here very quickly. Let's get your thoughts and opinions on it. Should Man United drop Antony at this moment in time, or should we keep him in the side? Put a drop or a keep in the live chat. Let us know your thoughts, because you can keep him in the side and show faith in him, but what if it turns out that he actually did do all of this, in which case it looks like you've supported somebody that's a wrong un? Or what if you drop him from the side, give him a kick in the nuts, and it turns out that he's innocent? Then you haven't stuck by your guy. This is a very horrible situation, to be honest. Who needs this? As from a football club point of view, who really needs this? It's very frustrating. Drop, says Daniel. Hey there, Obster, what's going on? He doesn't look innocent at all. How can you say that, really? You can't judge a book by its cover, to be honest. Keep, says David Watkins. We have to drop, says Chris Barker. Drop, says Stay Gold. Keep, says Alex and Dean M. Drop the melt. He ain't innocent. I mean, I don't even want to hear anybody in the live chat saying he's guilty or he's innocent or any foolishness like that, to be fair, because nobody knows. You don't know. You weren't in the room. You don't know what's happened. You have no idea, just like we don't have any idea. I mean, there's no public evidence to go on right now. It's just investigations that are taking place. Duke of Rodtown, I could accuse you of being a massive rod, but it doesn't mean that that's true. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that that's true. So there's got to be grounds for it, obviously. There has to be evidence. It has to be proved. Play Sancho says fire up. No, but to be fair, have to drop. I think maybe, for what's good for safeguarding the side, maybe the lesser of the two evils right now would be to drop him, maybe. I mean, because what if he is guilty, and like Brazil have dropped him for a reason, because it's a bad look, because these investigations are taking place and there's a possibility at the least that they could be true. So I guess it is a little bit of a tricky situation where you've got to protect your brand, and so Man United might be forced into perhaps dropping him at some point. Keep, says Kingslayer and Bruce and Collie. Drop, says Highway Cavalier. Yeah, Berber says, got to know more first. It's not like Greenwood. We haven't heard awful audio. Keep him until a decision's made. That's it. What if it turns out that it's all just BS and then you've just chucked him away? It would be foolish. I don't know. I really don't think this is an easy decision to make. In fact, I'm going to get a running poll throughout the show. I'll just put Antony, drop, or keep in, right? Just for the time being. I'll get a little poll on the go, so do have a vote on that. It should pop up in a second. Once again, if you're just getting in the stream, guys, make sure you do hit the likes on it. It's free to like the video. That's all we ask, is a cheeky thumbs up. So get a little like on this video if you haven't done so, and that would be awesome. Help us get to 169 likes. And subscribe, guys. Look at that. Only 40 away from the next mini milestone of 74,100 subscribers, on the way to 75k, baby. Thank you, Rush Manu, you legend. I hope you're keeping well tonight, my friend. Thanks for all the updates, bud. Okay, so look, Antony, look, this is via The Guardian. Manchester United are under pressure to drop Antony after Brazil withdrew the footballer from their squad following serious allegations of physical assault and the claim that the player threatened to kill his ex-partner and attacked her with a glass. Threats to kill seem to be somewhat of a running theme for Man United players at the moment, don't they? So, look, obviously, look, crikey, I mean, look, these are just allegations at this point, as we would say. They're accusations. You can accuse somebody of anything. Is there a true basis for these allegations? Well, we have to wait and see what the evidence is and what evidence comes out, and if they decide to pursue it, if he's arrested, if if they try to prosecute him, if he's allowed to provide evidence that suggests otherwise, and then they just squash the case. This has to take place first before we can really say. So yeah, okay, this sounds bad, doesn't it? It's a headline. It's going to get your attention. He threatened to kill his ex-partner and attacked her with a glass. That's allegations. Does that mean that is true? No. So we have to wait and see, guys, but it is a horrible statement. It doesn't sound good at all. And right now, United seemingly are in the situation where we kind of have to evaluate whether or not to keep Antony in the team or to drop him. That's where we're at right now. Here's a report from UOL that says that Man United are evaluating removing Antony after new complaints from his ex-girlfriend. As we've said right now, The Guardian reached out to them and Manchester United were not prepared to comment on the situation at this moment in time, but I think at some point soon they probably will have to address this whole matter with some sort of a public statement. I think that's coming. Maybe tomorrow, perhaps tonight, who knows. There's also pressure apparently from domestic abuse charities who are getting out in force in order to protest the point of Antony being in the side right now. There's apparently domestic abuse charities that are suggesting that until more is known and that he is proven to be innocent, then he shouldn't be representing Manchester United, and that it's a bad look for the club, obviously, and it undermines all these domestic abuse charities that are doing the work. So this is from James Ducker from The Telegraph, who says that Man United are under mounting pressure from domestic abuse charities to drop Antony while he's facing assault allegations. So he's facing these allegations at the moment. Will he be found guilty? Will he be found innocent? Will it even get that far? Remains to be seen. But as of right now, we are in a pretty tricky grey area where we don't want to either let the guy down if he's innocent, or we certainly don't want to be supporting him if he's guilty. And the extent of that as well, because as I've said many times, this is not a cut and dry case. If somebody is abusive, there's different levels of abuse. Of course there is. There's getting in an argument and saying some nasty words. There's physical abuse. There's horrendous abuse which was levelled at the likes of Mason Greenwood, etc. There's lots of different levels to this. So what I want to just make clear is that try not to prejudge Antony before more has come out about it, because it may well just turn out that it's nothing that much to it and that it's just a bit of strong words, and they've had a big argument and she's annoyed and she's accused him of things. Who knows? Who actually knows? You don't know. I don't know. We weren't there. We don't know. It obviously depends entirely on what the evidence is, and this investigation in Brazil should hopefully shed some light on that. But right now it's still at the very early primary stages of this. Hey there, Rafi. Thank you, Rafi. I appreciate you for getting in here with a super chat. Let's get a cheeky Sue in there. Thank you, Rafi. Nice one, mate. Greetings from Tel Aviv. I don't know if we've had anybody watching from Tel Aviv before, mate. That's class. Thank you so much for getting in. He says, keep up the good work. If the story is true, the Antony allegations via Brazil sources don't look good at all. No, you're absolutely right. They don't sound good. They don't look good, as we've said. I mean, there's allegations of threats to kill. There's allegations of attacking her with a glass. All this sort of stuff. You glassed me! There's allegations coming in left, right and centre. But that's all they are at the moment. Is there a basis to it? We have to find out. Thank you, James W., for subscribing to the show, by the way. Let's get some love in there for Rafi. Thanks for getting in here and tuning in from Tel Aviv, my son. I do appreciate you. Oh, but it's just the last thing United need at this moment is to have issues, particularly with a right winger. When you actually think about what's just happened with Jadon Sancho, where he's obviously at loggerheads with Erik ten Hag, and he might not be getting selected due to sort of fundamental reasons, down to training issues, or perhaps down to the fact that he's fallen out with ten Hag here. Maybe this is the moment that rekindles that relationship, though. Maybe ten Hag just pulls Sancho to one side and says, look, work a bit harder, try a bit harder, keep your head down, don't be a prima donna, don't speak out of turn, and this is your opportunity. If Antony gets dropped, then Jadon Sancho maybe is the perfect guy to come in and take that position. There's some arguments to say that Jadon Sancho should maybe get in ahead of Antony anyway. I don't think that's the case, but a lot of people may think that way. Personally, given all the options at right wing, I'd probably go and play with Facundo Pellistri, my son. Put him out there on the right wing position. Let us know your thoughts and opinions. Who should, if Antony's dropped and suspended or whatever, put on the back burner for the time being, let us know in the live chat who should be coming in to replace him at right wing. Let us know your thoughts, guys. But I'm going with Facundo, because he deserves it, actually. In terms of form, he's looked good. Sancho's out of favour at the moment because of what he's done, and he's too big bollocks, and he's got massive ego, it seems, and he's trying to paint himself as a scapegoat. John says, give Pellistri a game. You'd get rid of both, says IQ Insane. Pellistri should be first for right wing. Great shout. Pellistri says Flying Pigs. Great shout. Pellistri, Getafe calling. Pellistri, Facundo. Give Pellistri a shot, says Green Forest Bear. Pellistri in, says Duke. Pellistri should be starting regardless. Well, maybe based on form, and particularly in pre-season, he looked very good, didn't he? Pellistri, says Larry. Sancho, Pellistri. Okay, fair play, guys. So a lot of people were interested in seeing Pellistri. True Berber. Ten Hag says Ten Hag might be into that. Berber says probs end up with Bruno at right wing again. Travis, what's going on, says Pellistri as well. Sancho playing right wing. I don't know. Listen, I honestly do think that you've got to sack off Jadon Sancho for the time being. If he wants to crawl back on his hands and knees and apologise and kiss the wooden clog of Ten Hag to get back into the side, then fair enough. But is he prepared to do that based on what sort of ego it seems that he's got, and the fact that he seems to be have this scapegoat mentality? Even though you've just got to work hard, get into the side. If you feel like there's an injustice taking place with the team selection, well, then work harder, get better, force your way in that team, take your opportunities, train like a lunatic, play like a lunatic, and take your chances and make it undeniable. That is on the cards for Sancho, but unfortunately he's not done that. He's rather chucked his toys out the pram in the public domain. So that's obviously not going to be in his favour now. I personally think he'll probably be sold in January, or at least loaned out or something, because I don't think Ten Hag wants a negative influence in the side like that, who's literally undermining his authority in the team. But maybe, just maybe, Sancho is given the opportunity to come back into the team with what's going on with Antony here. Because as we've mentioned, there is a chance that Antony might have to be dropped by Man United at this moment. Perhaps he won't be. Perhaps he will still be playing for Man United after the international break. It does remain to be seen. But in that time, so we've got a couple of weeks now where we are waiting, or not quite a couple of weeks, but a week or so, where we are waiting for football to get back under the way for the Premier League. And in that time, more could surface about Antony. So we could be talking about this in a totally different sort of fashion in just a week or so, depending on what comes out in the next coming days. So there may well be no movement in that time, in which case the situation doesn't change. Or perhaps the Brazilian authorities have investigated and they found there to be no grounds for any sort of accusation that has been made against him. Or perhaps they've decided that, yes, the evidence suggests that he's a wrong-un and that he's committed some sort of crime, and that maybe they'll pursue it. So we have to just be honest and say that we don't actually know whether or not Antony will be playing for Man United after the team sort of got back, because a lot could happen in that time, or nothing could happen in that time. But if nothing's happened in that time, then it still puts United in a very tricky position, because we have to decide whether or not to back a player who might be guilty of something, or whether or not to just put him on the back burner for now and let him cool off, which might well not be fair if these allegations are completely wrong. Oh, yeah, Alex Course says dropping Antony is bullshit. Well, okay then, but it might end up being the right decision. That's the thing. It puts United in a tricky position. I've got a little poll going at the moment at the top of the chat. Click that poll. give us a vote. We've had 212 votes at this moment in time. By the way, we've got 131 likes and 212 votes on the poll. You what? Take a second to hit that thumbs up, guys. It's that one. Hit the like button on it. That boosts us up on the algorithm and helps the channel out massively. And it's free. Takes all but a second. That's all we ask is a cheeky like spike. So hit that thumbs up if you're just joining the stream, guys. It will make you feel good. And also smash the subscribe and get your thoughts in there. But do have a vote on that poll. 200 odd votes on it. 62% of this live chat in here tonight say he needs to be dropped. Because I guess it's safeguarding the brand of Manchester United. Maybe there's some rival fans that are getting in there having their say as well. Ordinarily, I'd like us to back the player, I suppose, until we know more. But this is a very tender situation because of what's gone on with Mason Greenwood, of course. That does make it a little bit more difficult at this moment in time. We have to tread very carefully, is what I'm saying, as a football club at this particular moment. Just on Mason Greenwood, guys, I don't know if you've seen this, but Mason Greenwood was unveiled just to get over, onto Mason very quickly. We'll go back onto Antony in a moment. But just on Mason Greenwood, he was unveiled as a Getafe player earlier on, in front of their fans. Is it, or maybe we should not call them Getafe. Maybe we should call them Get Off Me. I don't know. But he was unveiled as a Get Off Me player earlier on, and here he is, and the fans bloody loving it. Check that out. They're all sat there smoking massive blunts. No, that's just I don't know what that smoke's all about. Flare or whatever it is, who knows? They've got a smoke show on the go at the moment. But yeah, he's signed for Get Off Me FC. and there he is. He's on loan, obviously. Apparently there's a break clause in January. So if they want to send him back in January, but maybe due to too much backlash or whatever, maybe he's coming back to January to Manchester United. But they're welcoming Mason Greenwood over at Get Off Me FC. And that's obviously good, I suppose, for the player. Now, whether or not you think he's a wrong one or not, that's one thing, but it's good for him and his development. I suppose it could be good from United from an asset point of view to be able to make some more money in 6 months or a year's time. If that's the case, then if he has a good season over there in Spain and comes back to United at the end of the season, perhaps his value will be a lot higher, just simply because of the fact that all of this initial backlash will be gone. He would have ridden that wave of negativity in the media and throughout the fan bases. And so that will all be behind him to a degree. Obviously, this is never going to go away fully, but to a degree it will be behind him. And if he has a really great season and scores a lot of goals and plays really, really well for Get Off Me FC, then the chances are that his value will go up as well in that time throughout the course of the season, because right now his value is very low. That's why it's only Get Off Me FC that's interested in him. There's very few teams, I think it was Lazio and Get Off Me, that are interested in him. Everybody else is not really keen on the player because of the stigma that's attached to him. But in a year's time, once that's all gone and people have forgotten about it, the chances that he's going to be wanted by more than just Get Off Me is a lot higher, isn't it? Yeah. Get Off FC. Oh, goodness me. Wouldn't bring him back. Okay, well, would you bring him back, guys, in a year's time if he gets his head down and has a good season? Would you keep him or sell him? Let us know. Get your thoughts in the live chat. I mean, nothing changes for me. I still think he's a wrong, and that audio clip is pretty apparent. I'd say sack the guy off. Look, United have made a decision based on the fact that he's an asset here. They haven't just got rid of Mason Greenwood and terminated him because it would cost them money. He could just go and sign for someone on a free. And he's a homegrown talent that we've literally developed since 7 years old, and he's worth money. So why the hell would we do that? It doesn't actually make sense to just sack him off, even though that's what United said we're going to do, that it's better for Mason to continue his development elsewhere, and we're going to part ways, basically. So if that is the case, then United should try and get as much money for him as we can, I suppose. And if this method of doing it garners the most money, then I am for it, to be honest. Bring him back in the summer and sell him. But I don't think he should play for us again. Gary1992 says, boom, 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 piggy lad. Mate, thank you, Gary. Get in there, you absolute spud. What's going on, spud, you likey? Hope you're doing well there, mate. What's happening? Hope you're doing good, bud. Thank you for joining aboard the Bacon Express. Thank you so much. Yeah, Rachel Riley goes, all right, just say. Well, that's the thing. Keep better than Sancho, says Mick. Okay, fair enough, but whether or not he's better than Sancho is kind of a moot point, because in terms of as a person right now, I mean, I'd rather hang out with Jadon, even if he's a bit of a lazy bastard, to be honest, based on what's been put out there. So it's not even in the same ballpark. It's not really about what he's like as a footballer. He's obviously a fantastic footballer, but it's not about that, my son. It never has been. This is about this is a non-footballing matter, really. But anyway, you know, it is a problem, obviously, and it's having knock-on effects at Manchester United as well. Not just this, but this is a bad period for the club. And in fact, Manchester United share prices is plummeting. Plummeting right down at this moment. Apparently, Man United have lost like 500 million overnight, basically, from the share prices being affected massively. Not just from this, obviously, not from this hardly at all, really, but from the possibility of the Glazers staying and the refusal to sell the football club, if that's being true, the slowness in which the sale process is undergoing at this moment, so slow. This is all having a knock-on effect when it comes to United's share price. And if we have a look at some of the latest reports on that, we'll just shelve the Antony stuff for a moment and come back to that in a little bit. But right now, it does look like this club is on its knees. It's been affected massively. The Glazers aren't going anywhere. Ten Hag's being criticised publicly by his players. We've not had a great start to the season. We haven't spent well in the transfer window. It's been a bit of a debacle in that sense, and we haven't really got a massively strong squad that everyone's thinking, oh yeah, we can challenge for the league with that squad. If you think we're capable of challenging City for the league, you are on some sort of Ten Hag vibe over in the Amsterdam red light district, my son. You know what I'm saying? You're higher than a mother chuffer, if that's the case, because I just don't think that we are realistically going to challenge for the title. But look, Sky Sports News reporting that Manchester United's share price is on track for its worst day after £550 million was wiped off the value of the club at the lowest point of the shares today. Tells you a story, really. So there was all this hype, all this increased share price going on just a short while ago when it was reported in various places that the Glazers were close to selling the football club, and that everybody was excited about that possibility. Obviously, the shareholders were planning on getting a nice payday from the club sale. Shares were increased massively. And then also there's a lot of positivity around the place that maybe the new owners would be prepared to spend and invest heavily in Manchester United, which just increases the future prospects of Manchester United, ergo increases the share prices. But that's all been undone pretty quickly with the start we've had to the season, the poor transfer window, the shit off the pitch, such as Mason Greenwood and Jadon Sancho and Antony and all this stuff. And the big one being really that the Glazers are just scumbags and slowing down this whole process of selling the football club. Very, very concerning. Thank you, Gary. He says, I don't understand the turmoil we were in, and with one transfer window, all the early days look a decent side. When will United get it right? Hey, fair play, Gary. You know what, though, Gary? I think you're just counting your chickens a little bit too soon there, or should I say counting your cocks a bit too soon there, Gary, you spud. Now, much love to you, Gary. Thanks for the super chat, but you've only played a few games, my son. Yeah, your new manager's doing well and everything, and yeah, you look a decent side. But come on, mate, it's only been a few games. Spurs are Spurs, a.k.a. they will bottle it big time some point. It's coming. So, you know, yeah, okay, you look a decent side. It's only a handful of games, mate. Steady on now, son. I wouldn't start noshing off Postecoglou just yet. Too much there, my son. But, well, you know me, Gary 1992, and it's true. You know it's true. It's so early in this season. You can't say that, mate. I mean, you can't say that. But anyway, so look, thank you for that super chat, though, my friend. I appreciate you. So the share price is on track for its worst day ever, guys. It's gone down a huge amount. If we get a little bit more information and a little bit further info up on the screen for you guys, we can dissect it as well. This says that the shares fell by a record amount for a single day today. Shares down 21% at one point and currently at 18%. Over £550 million taken off the market value. Numbers are on course for the worst day in Man United's 11 years as a public company as market reacts to reports that the Glazers won't sell. You know, it's no more than the Glazer shithouses really deserve, to be fair. Is if you know, look, let's just hope that this increases the likelihood that maybe they are prepared to sell, because it's the value of this club is diminishing with those wankers at the wheel. Everyone knows that they are not guiding us well, and we can't really expect to kick on properly. You know, the commercial revenue is probably going to be down with fans being so jaded, with the lack of prospects of us winning trophies and all that sort of stuff. It has a big effect, and just how the club is actually run, like the way we spend our money, how we overspend on some poor players here and there. You know, it's not a very well run club. You can't expect that this club's going to be having a very successful future with the Glazers here, and we probably will not have a successful future while the Glazers are still here. Hashtag Glazers out. They've got to go, obviously, in order for us to really kick on and move forward as an entity. And this is a great comment here on social media from the main man Rush Marno in the live chat. Check out his page, transfers_UTD on Twitter. But he says, I expect to see the Glazers release some positive PR to recover the club's falling share price. Not that they do things like that, of course. And he's right, because, you know, if you think about it, it's kind of like... this is what they do. There's often some sort of guff that's put out in the media that says that, oh, United's going to be sold tomorrow or some shite from somewhere. Oh, this report from Qatar comes out or whatever the case may be. And then all of a sudden, you know, the share prices just have a massive rise because everybody's excited about the prospect of the Glazers going and what sort of effect that will have on shares. And everybody gets involved. There's a snowball effect and it puts the share prices right up. So there's a lot of power, obviously, with this PR that is coming out from the club. If the club decides to put money, if the club decides to put it out there in the media that there is a potential sale coming very soon, the share price is going to go up. If there's reports that this is a slow situation and the Glazers are deciding to stay, then it's going to completely drop. And that's what's happened at the moment. Obviously, last week there was some reports to say that the club was being kept by the Glazers, and maybe they were thinking about waiting to sell the club in the future for more money, perhaps when in a couple of years after, like, the Saudi investment in football has risen the price of all football clubs around the world, etc. Maybe they'd look to sell then for 10 billion. These were some reports that came out a week ago. I take that with a massive pinch of salt. But at the same time, you know, maybe that is true. I doubt it is true. I mean, there are many reports that say that the negotiations are still on. So Mike Keegan this evening is reporting that his what he got to say. He says that Manchester United sale share price plummets after no sale report. Sources close to bidders unaware of any change. Those with knowledge of the process say that negotiations continue. So look, it's all a bunch of hearsay guff at this moment in time. But the longer it goes on, the less belief there is that the sale is going to be happening, and therefore the share prices are tanking massively. Couple that with all the other issues going on at the football club, with the player revolt, the issues with Antony, Greenwood, and just the start in the football, you know, that is obviously going to have a big effect on the share price. So that's what's happened. But really, we can't say whether or not the Glazer shithouses are going to pack up and fuck off, because look, they've been here for so long, 18 years now nearly, that they've basically had a stranglehold on the club. They've still got us in a shitload of debt. In fact, more debt than when they bought the football club, which is absolutely preposterous when you think that they had 18 years to chip away at that. And it's just the same level. It's an absolute disgrace. While these guys are still here, we won't ever move forward. And until they're gone, we will still be in this situation, unfortunately. This was a classic Glazer window. Could have got Pavard, could have got Todibo, could have gone and got Kim Min-jae, ended up with Johnny Evans. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know, I don't know what does. Because look, the other day we're playing Arsenal, title contenders, away from home, and we're playing with Slabby Maguire and Johnny Evans on the pitch. The classic Glazer transfer window that was. Do just enough to appease the fan base, wait until the last minute to get Amrabat as cheap as humanly possible, get a loan in, do this and that, and and the fans will ease off a little bit because you've got a few players. But it's not enough. It's absolutely not enough. We need a lot more than that. And we should have been giving Ten Hag a lot more than that. Do you think Eric Ten Hag would have wanted Johnny Evans to be his only sort of centre-back signing that came in this window? Pull the other one. Of course he would have wanted Kim Min-jae. It was known that he wanted Kim Min-jae. Of course he would have wanted Todibo. Of course he would have wanted Benjamin Pavard and his versatility to come in the side and help out the squad. But we didn't have the bollocks or the money to do so. Because the Glazers are skint. They're not prepared to invest in this football club. Thank you, Rush Marno. Yes, lad. He says, smash a like for the pig. It helps the channel out. Mate, we got nearly 500 people in here. Big up yourselves. Thank you for getting in this evening, everyone. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a grand evening. Look at that, guys. 29 away from the next milestone on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Tell your granny about it. And subscribe. You do need to be subscribed to chat. Get in the chat and say hello and have your say. We do get in and out the chat, so it's an interactive show. Come and get involved. Also, there's a running poll. Have a little vote on the poll, and of course drop a like on it too. Nice one. Right, wasn't backed by them enough, mate. Precisely. So people would say, oh, Ten Hag had 400 million spent on him since he's been here. That's true. You can't get away from that, really. He has spent that money, so it's on him in some ways to get the best out of them. But it's like asking, I don't know, it's like asking Lewis Hamilton to compete for the F1 championship, but he's like using like a 1980s Lotus or some shit. Like, it's just not going to be up to the modern standard. It might be partially the way there. It might even be most of the way there in terms of speed, but in terms of technology, in terms of like needing what you need, it's not enough. You need more. You need more. You need to be able to get in that, like, you know, that state-of-the-art car to be able to drive it properly. And we don't have that right now in any way, in any capacity. So we've just cheaped out and we've gone for the cheap options in key areas. Look at the defence. How has Manchester United got that defence? And with a couple of injury issues, we're literally playing relegation fodder defences. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Just goes to show you where we're at. It's an absolute disgrace and a nonsense. Roy Keane would be throwing headbutts at them if he could. So, at this moment, there is a belief, maybe, and it is only a maybe at this moment, that the club is still being negotiated for, and that the Glazers perhaps are still open to selling the football club. With the amount of money that's just gone off the football club in basically a day, it's maybe probable that perhaps they would be strongly considering selling the club as well, because if they want to get close to their 6 billion valuation, then they might have to think about selling sooner rather than later, because with them at the wheel, this club's value is absolutely tanking. It's tanking. It's Thomas the Tanking right now under those guys. And it is very much a disgrace. So hopefully we can see something going on there where maybe the Glazers are prepared to sell sooner rather than later. Mike Keegan says that maybe the process and negotiations are still ongoing. As we've talked about previously, there's obviously NDAs, non-disclosure agreements and things like that surrounding such a big sale, and so Sheikh Jassim and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, they can't come out and talk about it until either the sale process is over, or they've bought the football club, one of them, or it's finished and nobody's buying the football club and the Glazers are staying. We haven't had that yet. So in some ways you can maybe take from that the negotiations are still taking place. It's not like we've had Sir Jim Ratcliffe give an interview and him say, oh, well, we tried to buy the football club, but the Glazer shithouses have decided to stay. Or Sheikh Jassim saying, you know what, we tried to buy it, but the Glazers wanted 6 billion and we were only prepared to go to 5 and they've decided to keep it. We haven't actually had that yet. So that would allude to the fact, to the possibility that this is still being negotiated for at this moment. So hashtag Glazers out, guys. Now is the time. Don't let off. Don't stop the protests. Don't dare buy that new fucking Gash-tastic Newcastle United shirt that we've got, or that Gash third Liverpool kit. Fuck that. Don't buy it. Don't give them your pennies. Don't give me money. Sing from the rooftops. Scream from the rooftops. Glazers out. And hopefully there can be added pressure put on by all the supporters around the world to get these guys gone. Don't buy the sponsorship stuff. If this is the way it's going to go and the share prices keep tanking, yeah, okay, the Glazers may well look to inflate their prices by pumping out some guff positive PR somewhere down the line. But this club's in turmoil right now, and it's only going one way at this particular moment, with all these off-the-field issues and with the current owners and the possibility of them not selling. So do they care about that? That's a big question. Is there some sort of division within the Glazer family as well? That could be a possibility, like we've heard about maybe some of the Glazers rather stay at United and other Glazers would rather sell. Well, unless everybody's sort of on the same page, it's kind of difficult to do the deal there. So that is a bit of a problem. But do not put your money into this football club right now. And also just protest as loudly as you possibly can and do what you can to encourage others to do the same. Because nothing's getting better while those guys are here, guys. And look, they've lost 550 million pounds today, basically, or over the course of a period of time. This has fallen off very quickly because of the potential of them staying. But that's what people think about the Glazers. Them staying equals no success. Them going equals Man United are back. That's the difference. That's what it's all about. Yes, more money will be coming into the club. Yes, there'll be investment if there's new owners, and that's going to have a big effect on the share price. But a lot of the effect of the share price when there's positive news about the Glazers selling is due to the fact that it's probable that United get the success and the glory days back sooner rather than later. Whereas the Glazers here, it's guaranteed to be the same old shit show, which is why the share price has fallen so much. So anyway, it's so frustrating to still be talking about this, because this has raged on for 8-9 months now that these wankers were supposed to sell the football club, and they've been negotiating so long. they actually really don't care how long it takes. They just want to try and squeeze as much money out of this deal as they possibly can. I personally believe that this deal is still on because of the reasons I mentioned, that nobody who's potentially a buyer has come out and said that this deal's dead. They haven't said that. Sir Jim and Sheikh Jassim and these guys haven't said, oh, the deal's dead and the Glazers are staying. There's been speculation, but nobody's straight given an answer that says that's the case. So because of that, I think it is still on the table. But the Glazers just taking their good time because they know that if they do, they might get an extra few $100 million. But perhaps now is the perfect time for them to sell the club because they're absolutely hated. The share price is falling. And yeah, that can go back up again. But maybe they won't get much more for the club than they can right now for a number of years. So if I was them, I'd just get the fuck out and then we can move on. But look, it does remain to be seen whether or not they're prepared to actually leave or if they want to stay. Maybe they'll just wait until the end of the season, which is bad enough. We were hoping they'd be gone by now. We were hoping they'd be gone in the summer. They should have been gone in the summer. You know, it's a complicated sale process trying to sell a £6 billion entity like Manchester United. It really is. But it doesn't take this long. You see other football clubs changing hands much quicker, much other sports franchises changing hands in the blink of an eye. Why is it taking the Glazers so long to sell Manchester United? Well, I think it's just greed is the answer to that. They're very greedy and they just simply want to try and get as much as they can, and they don't care how long it takes for them to do that. They don't care about us. There's hundreds of millions of United fans around the world. They don't care about us and what our opinions are and our disdain at their ownership and our disdain at the football that's being played under their regime and the lack of success. They don't actually care. They just care about one thing: fat Benjamins in their back pocket. Scumbags. Absolute scumbags, the lot of them. So there you go. What can you do? We just have to wait it out. But yeah, the share prices is taking a tanking right now. It's taking an absolute Tommy tanking. Let's get on to a little bit of positive news very, very quickly. We'll get back into the live chat and have a chat about the Glazers or Antony and Sancho and stuff like that in a bit. Let's talk about a couple of positive things because it's just too negative, isn't it, guys? It is literally like a soap opera, as we were talking about early on. It's like some proper prisoner cell block H type shit around here at the minute. It's filth. And we need a little bit of positivity in here as well. We need a smattering of positivity, don't we? Yeah, exactly. Rushmano, lad. He comments, the Glazers take so long to make any decision. Everything goes through Joel Glazer. Just look at our transfer dealings. Yeah, spot on. Spot on. So let's get on to some positive news, because there isn't much positive news at Manchester United at the moment. Certainly not Greenwood, Antony, Sancho, anything like that. There's nothing going on positive there. And there's certainly nothing positive with the Glazer shithouse ownership. But let's get on to this, guys. This is positive. This is nice. This is good stuff. Marky Rashford. Go on, my son. Let's be having you. Marcus. Come on. Marcus Rashford has won the PFA Fans Premier League Player of the Year award. Get in there, my son. Marky Rashford, lad. You love to see it. Yes, indeed. He did have a great season last season, didn't he? Fair play to him. He banged in a lot of goals. He's liked by a lot of people. He seems a good guy off the pitch as well. That's what I like about Marcus Rashford. Yeah, okay, some people might say he's a bit of a headless chicken at times. But you know what? Heck of a nice guy is our Marcus. You wouldn't see Marcus slandering the manager. You wouldn't see Marcus getting involved in these domestic disturbances, etc., I don't think. You know, so this is this is positive news. There's very little to talk about, really. But I guess this is positive news. So here's the report from ManUnited.com. It says Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford has been presented with the 2022-23 PFA Fans Player of the Year award. And here he is holding it there. The Academy graduate beat off competition. I don't think they should have used that wording in light of what's going on at the moment. The Academy graduate beat off competition from his Premier League peers to scoop another accolade. In recognition for a superb campaign in which he hit 30 goals in all competitions, helping the Reds finish in third spot in the table. Supporters had their say on the outcome to add to the individual honours achieved by the England international after he won the Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year and Players Player of the Year at our own awards dinner. Rashford is only the third United man to lift this trophy, following Wayne Rooney in 2006 and 2010, and Cristiano Ronaldo in 2007 and 2008, who both won it twice. So he's in some pretty storied company there, isn't he? Fair play to him. And it's not that easy, I guess, to win the fans' vote, because although there is a lot of Manchester United fans who love Rashford and who love this football club and are going to be biased to voting and stuff like that, obviously the other rival clubs hate us. So he topped the poll. This is where it gets a little bit funny, though. He topped the poll ahead of Manchester City duo Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne. Well, yeah, of course he's going to top the poll ahead of them because City have only got 7 fans. You know, that's literally the case. If it's the fans' vote, if the fans have any sort of a say in voting for the player of the season, then of course Manchester City are fucked then, aren't they? Even if they've got the best players, because they haven't got any bloody fans, mate, because they're an absolute fake bullshit new money oil club guff cheating bastards. That's why. So they're not going to have any fans that are voting. But yeah, it is pretty laughable that he took the prize ahead of the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland. Also, he beat Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard and Harry Kane. But, you know, good. Fair play to Marcus Rashford. He opened his account in the 2023-24 season with a great goal against Arsenal, of course. Not had the best of starts to the season before that, but he was playing out of position at number 9. You look at the last 2 games that he's played on the left wing, and he looks right at home there. He looks like he's doing great stuff because he is the left winger. So I just want to say hashtag congratulaciones. Let's get a hashtag congratulations to Rashford. Very little positive news coming out from Manchester United at this moment, but that is positive news. It's positive, guys. Rashford's been voted for as the player of the season, whether you think it's true or not. Simon Warner says Haaland must be chewing on his ponytail, says Simon Warner. Goodness me. I mean, I don't think he really cares about this one. It is just a fan's vote. I think you've got to say if you are... I mean, this is not very meaningful anyway. It's nice, but it's not very meaningful. They did the treble. That's what they care about. You know, they don't care about winning some Teen Choice Awards, which is basically what this is, you know what I mean? So it's like the MTV Teen Choice Awards or some shit, this. It's a bollocks award anyway. But they don't care about that, obviously. They've won the lot. But City are never going to win this because they don't have any fans. It's as simple as that. Yeah, exactly. Berber says, I'm sure the City lads are distraught while they polish their treble medals. Exactly. You know, there's obviously levels to this. Nobody really cares about this. But I wanted to mention it because it's been posted by Man United and there he is holding his award. And it's positive. There's very few positives to take at this moment in time at this football club. I guess another positive is that it seems like Amrabat is not injured. So we talked about this earlier on. So we'll just move on. But hang on, that's the wrong bit of information that I've put up on the screen there. How's that happen? That's also something we've got to talk about as well. I might as well talk about that now very quickly. Galatasaray and Belgian side Royal Antwerp are interested in signing Donny van der Beek. The transfer window in Belgium closes tomorrow evening and in Turkey it shuts in 10 days. So maybe we'll see the back of Donny van der Beek. It's not expected that he will be playing for us anytime soon. But just in regards to Sofyan Amrabat, so there were some reports that came out earlier from The Athletic stating that Sofyan Amrabat had some sort of a small back injury and that it wasn't enough to obviously stop him passing his medical and United signing him. But apparently he signed with some sort of back injury. It does look like that's not the case. I mean, various outlets suggesting that that's not true. James Ducker from The Telegraph says that although the reports came out that he could be out for up to 6 weeks, he's not injured and he's joining up with the Morocco squad, yada, 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 all the rest of it. So hopefully he's fine. Hopefully he's okay to play for us after the international break. And maybe it's just about getting up to that match fitness, that conditioning, etc. Knowing our luck, he'll probably get injured away with Morocco. Who knows? But it does look like he's okay. I don't think we've got to worry about him not being available for a while. We desperately need him fit and available, really, and playing for us as soon as possible. It may take a little bit of time to get up to speed because we know he's been training on his own and hasn't really played that much at all for Fiorentina this season at all. So because of that, maybe it is going to take him a little bit of time to get up to speed. But I don't think we have to worry about him being injured, guys, which is obviously positive news. And as we mentioned there, there's interest from other midfielders that we've got. Maybe we could see 1 or 2 players still going out to other leagues around the world whose windows are still open. Nice one. Okay, let me just see what else has come out then. Thank you, Rushmano, for sending me the latest news here, bud. Really do appreciate this. So Luke Shaw today in training with the England camp. He travelled with them and will do individual work to aid his recovery. That's brilliant, isn't it? Good stuff. Let's get some Frey Bentos pies in the live chat, guys. Can't get him back in the side soon enough, to be fair. Luke Shaw, say what you want about him, but he's a big player for Manchester United. We're a worse team without him in there at left back, I believe. Also, Eric Bailly has now arrived in Istanbul to start his new chapter with Besiktas, confirmed by United this morning that he has been sold, or gone on a free at least, to Besiktas in the Turkish league, which is obviously good to get him off the books, but I'd still rather him than Slabby Maguire. Yeah, that's pretty much what's come out. Let's get into the live. Sorry, let's get into the live chat in a second. But before I do, I'm just going to do a rundown of what we discussed in this vid to let you all know what's happening. If you're just joining the stream, if you missed the start of the show, we'll do a little rundown for a few minutes and just in a concise fashion, let you know exactly what's going on. Then we'll get into the live chat. Do give us a retweet as well. That's pinned to the top. We'll shout you all out in a minute. Get a vote in on the poll. Drop a like on the video. Smash the subscribe button, and keep locked and loaded for that Q&A that's coming in a minute. Only 20 subscribers away now, peeps, from the big new milestone of 74.1k. Smash that subscribe button, my friend. So, the big news today, guys, is surrounding, unfortunately, the share price at United. We've just covered that, but United had its worst day since we started trading basically on the stock exchange, which we've lost 550 million in a short space. The share price is on track for its worst day after 550 million was wiped off the value of the club at the lowest point of shares today. That's the Glazer shithouse effect. Hashtag Glazers out, guys. That's the Glazer shithouse effect. And it's not just the effect of the Glazer shithouses. It's obviously the problems at the club, such as Sancho, Antony, Greenwood, everything that's been going on. That's a big, big problem for us. So the Glazers, perhaps they'll look to try and recover some of this share price by putting out some fake positive PR guff, who knows, and reports that the sale could still be being negotiated for at this moment. So Mike Keegan, who's been a loud voice on this whole takeover process throughout the last 6, 7, 8 months, has said that Manchester United sale share price plummets after no sale. Report sources close to bidders unaware of any change. Those with knowledge of the process say that negotiations continue. So let's hope that that's true. We haven't heard from any of the prospective buyers, such as Sheikh Jassim or Sir Jim, that this deal is dead. So we're just hoping and praying that this will get sold soon and the Glazers will fuck off, because they're having a completely massively negative effect on this football club, and always have done, to be fair, and always have done. Beyond that, the big headlines, unfortunately, Antony dos Santos, it's up in the air whether or not this guy is going to actually play for United at this moment in time. He has been dropped by Brazil pending these investigations from Brazilian authorities. And look, it seems that United are under pressure to drop Antony after the Brazil Federation withdrew the footballer from their squad following serious allegations of physical assault and the claim that the player threatened to kill his ex-partner and attacked her with a glass. These are allegations, as we've said. That doesn't mean that they're true, but he is facing very, very serious accusations at this moment in time. And it's really on Manchester United maybe to release some sort of a statement soon, perhaps, to clarify the situation with Antony. Are we going to support Antony? Is he going to remain playing for us, even with this hanging over him at the moment, where he is being investigated in Brazil and potentially in Manchester as well? We know that Greater Manchester Police have been informed by his ex-girlfriend about certain instances and that maybe they are looking into it. They've said they'll release more as and when they've investigated it further. But certainly in Brazil, the Brazilian authorities are looking at this. And it remains to be seen whether or not they've got enough evidence to really have a case, or if there's any sort of even basis for it. It may well just be fake news. Who knows? And if Antony's got the evidence to back his claim up, which is that he's innocent and that he hasn't done anything wrong other than just having arguments in a toxic relationship, if that's the case, then he'll be allowed to play for us and he'll be free. But until that comes out, until there has been that moment reached that suggests, hey, look, this is being taken further or this is being squashed, then it's hard to really know what's best course of action for Man United to do, really, to drop him or to keep him in the side. Very difficult situation, especially with what's happened with Mason Greenwood, obviously. But at the moment, it does look like we are refusing to comment on it. Manchester United were asked about the Antony situation and to comment on it from The Guardian, and they refused to comment on the situation. So The Guardian contacted them, and this is what it says, that Manchester United have pointed to Antony's own statement and refused to comment on the situation when approached by The Guardian. So it looks like at this moment they're not ready as a club to discuss it and talk about it. Perhaps they're just waiting to see what happens over the next week or two, because why even discuss it right now? Let the Brazilian authorities do what they have to do, and if there is a strong basis for any sort of these allegations, then I guess they'll make that decision there. But it does put us in a particularly nasty situation right now with what's happened. Jamza highlights, what's going on, you legend? I hope you're keeping well tonight, bro. Get in there, you legend. How you doing? Yes, indeed. So that's the Antony business. Very bad news. It looks like he might be dropped from the side. United growing pressure on them to potentially drop him. Apparently domestic abuse charities are putting some pressure on Manchester United to maybe drop him right now while he's being investigated. Not even the fact that he is actually guilty or anything, because he may well not be, but just the fact that he's got these allegations hanging over his head. There's pressure being put towards Manchester United to maybe drop him. I couldn't agree more. Insidious inflation, innocent until proven guilty. I could not agree more, actually. But it does affect Manchester United, though. And it could affect the player, too. You know, from people criticising his performances this season. Well, he's had all this hanging over him, hasn't it? That can't make him super focused, I don't think. Maybe on the pitch. Maybe you just got to leave that at the tunnel. But at the same time, it probably can't be perfect for him focus-wise to be playing great level football when you've got all that going on and that hanging over you. So, you know, we've got to see if it's true or not true at this moment. Yeah, innocent until proven guilty, but it does put United in a very tricky position. Palmer says Greenwood is also innocent. He is in the eyes of the law, absolutely. Yeah, difference with Greenwood and Antony's case is that at the moment anyway, there is no evidence that's come out publicly that we can see or hear or look at. You know, that's all behind closed doors. There may well be evidence, or there may well be not. But right now, we don't know that. Whereas with Greenwood, there was actually audio that we heard and stuff like that, which obviously painted him in a horrendous light. Just on Greenwood very quickly, JRE says Pellistри's better than Antony if true. Hope girlfriend okay. Yeah, there you go, JRE. Fair play to you. And if it's fake, then I hope Antony's okay. You know, that's it. We can't just assume that Antony's in the wrong here until we know more. I hope Antony's okay if his girlfriend's not if it's not being genuine. But of course, I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying that you've got to look at it from both ways until it's been proven one way or the other. But yeah, Pellistri needs a shout, doesn't he? I completely agree with you, JRE lad. Just on that, just on Antony, you know, that kind of thing. Obviously, maybe Jadon Sancho might get a nod ahead of Antony at this moment if Antony's got these issues going on, but maybe not because of what's happened with him and Ten Hag. He might be dropped and sacked off himself, which means, like you say, Pellistri should be the man given the chances. On Mason Greenwood, very quickly, just on Mason Greenwood, so he has now been unveiled before the Get Off Me fans. And there he is. They're all loving it. Very happy with their new acquisition. And Get Off Me fans welcoming Greenwood there with open arms. Very happy to have him. I mean, look, he's a great player, isn't he? There's a lot of issues that represent themselves having him play for you. But as a footballer, he's a fantastic player. And I'm sure he'll bag a lot of goals over there, to be fair. And Get Off Me have got themselves a good player there in terms of a footballer. Off the field, not so much. So there we are. That's the Mason Greenwood latest there, basically. And he has been talking on social media saying that he's very happy to be there and he's ready. He's getting raring to go. Raring to go there. Nice one. Right. Okay then, guys. What else is there? Amrabat not injured. Amrabat potential back injury. Doesn't look like it's an issue. He's joining up with the Morocco squad. Lisandro Martinez, potential injury. That's going to be assessed by the Argentina. Physios and things like that, and hopefully it's no problem. Hopefully he'll be back fine. News on Victor Lindelof is that he's not got an injury. That's from the Sweden coach. Victor Lindelof's okay, so hopefully we will have a mishmash defence that's capable of coming back. You know, Martinez and Lindelof hopefully is better than the likes of Johnny Evans and Maguire. So let's hope that that's the case. Marcus Rashford has won the Fans Player of the Year award for the last season. Get in there, my son. Absolutely beauty. That's good news. That's the only positive news of the day, really. And there is interest in Donny van der Beek as well. Those are all the headlines, guys. Nothing too crazy going on apart from obviously all the negative shite surrounding the share prices dropping and Antony Dos Santos' situation and Sancho. Those are the big headlines of the evening. Chloe Jenkins, thank you so much, Chloe, for getting in here raw with a super chat. She says, hell hath no fury. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. That's the old saying, isn't it? Not my words. The words of somebody from a long time ago. You're absolutely right, you know, and I guess it's the same for anyone. If you're scorned, it doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, or other, then, you know, you sometimes it makes you do things that aren't necessarily, you know, that nice. And so, I don't know. I'm not saying either way or the other who's innocent or guilty in this matter between Antony and his girlfriend. I just want to wait and see what happens. And we shouldn't really judge him until we do know what's happened. It may well be a case he is a dirtbag. Or it could turn out that she's a dirtbag. You don't know. We don't know. You don't know. We weren't there. We don't know. Let's see what the evidence is. Let's understand that the authorities are looking into it and they will take it further if there is any basis to it. If not, then, you know, Antony's, we got to just assume He's done now wrong that much to a degree. Anyway. Okay, thank you, Chloe. I appreciate that. Right, let's get stuck into the live chat, guys, for a bit of a Q&A about anything we've discussed. Really do appreciate you all getting in here and having your say. Smash the likes, smash the subscribe, give us a retweet. I'm going to go over to Twitter now. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Go and give us a retweet. I will shout out every single legend that's given us a retweet. We've had 15 retweets over there. Big up yourselves. Thank you so much, guys and gals, there for giving us a retweet. Guyam Legend, always giving us a retweet there. Thank you so much, bud. Aaron Homeyard. J United and Gaming, The Goat Richard Wisterpeck, Transfers_UTD, Vincent Bullock, Cyantam Red Devil, Thugger 007, Sin Games, Ryan Berberspin 9, aka The Gaming Simp, and Sanjay Ramatar, and Rugmuncher 007, and Subshock as well, and Boomy and Stephen Braun. Thank you guys so much for giving us a retweet there. Really, that is very kind. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. Bunch of legends. Give us a follow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, anywhere at Flying Pig United. Okay, then. Let's get stuck into the live chat, peeps, for a Q&A. Thanks, everyone who's been here and having your say. Happy birthday to Jake Eastwood. No problem, lad. Happy birthday, mate. Clint's son. Brighton to do well. I hope they are so good club to beat. Yeah, they're brilliant, aren't they? Yeah, definitely. De Zerbi's doing bits. They signed well. They sold well. They're looking good, mate. They've had a really good start to the season as well. Yeah, I know, Larry Hasser. That's it. You've got to give him the benefit of the doubt until otherwise, until something suggests otherwise, mate. I agree. You never can tell, mate. You never can tell. Well, it does look like that, unfortunately, GT4. That's why I was saying earlier that I think in this instances, it's probable that, it makes a lot of sense that you shouldn't really be allowed to talk about this stuff until there is actually a strong basis for it, until you've actually been, say, arrested, or, even after that, if you've been found guilty, then maybe it should be talked about. But before that, crikey, I think it's pretty unfair to drag people through the mud when there isn't even a necessary truth to it. It's just an allegation at this stage. You can make anything up about anybody, really, and get them arrested and investigated, but it doesn't make it true. So it is a shame, really, that exists, because it can do a lot of damage to somebody's mental health and somebody's reputation. Dutch Christ says, who cares about Antony? He's rubbish, unlike Greenwood. Dutch Christ, I mean, that's a little bit of an outrageous comment. He's still young. He's had this hanging over him. Maybe he'd be a good player in the future. I do think he's not really lived up to the hype, but I think that's a little bit of a dumb comment. And he's retracted it. You've retracted it there, Dutch Christ. Why would you retract it? At least stand by what you're saying, mate. He's retracted his message, mate. Dutch Christ, mate, we're doing that. Retracting your messages, mate. You don't stand by what you say. You're a disgrace, lad. You don't, but it's the same situation as Mason Greenwood. It's not actually, Mark, because we haven't seen or heard horrendous audio. There's no horrendous audio, bro. Yeah, Chris says, no, Mark, the audio's enough for me. Me too, Chris Barker. That's the difference here, Mark. The audio's horrendous and makes Mason Greenwood seem like an absolute dirt box. The big problem is that anyone scoring can make an allegation, innocent until proven guilty. Well said, well said. Sean Eason says, Seagulls are Premier League success story. Nearly dropped out of the league, saved on the last day by the finest margins. So true. Very, very impressive what they've been able to do, actually. Really are looking like a great team as well at the moment. It's only for the money for that. And then, there's some absolute weapons in this chat. I mean, there is, actually, to be fair. There's a couple. Look, to be fair, most legends in this live chat are legends, but there's always going to be an element, and that goes for society, of absolute weapons. Like you say, mate, I truly believe this is one of the most positive, awesome communities on YouTube. YouTube can be a toxic place. You go to some chats, half of the people in there are scum. But here, I swear 99.9% of people in here are legends. There's always going to be that 0.01% of absolute guff, though, wherever you go, But this is a great community. Let's get a hashtag Bacon Brigade in here for one of the greatest communities on the old YouTube. 100%. Yeah, Lewis says, these are the distractions that affect all the players, and it shows in our play. Very true, nobody needs it. You can just search it, Steph the Baller, but it makes for horrible listening. Jamza, yes indeed, guys, make sure you subscribe to the Clips channel. I'll put that at the top of the live chat. There is a Clips channel. Myself and Jamza are posting clips over there on it from this channel. It's a Clips channel. There's extra content over there. If you like this channel and you want a little bit more, join the extras channel. I've pinned it to the top of the live chat. Go and subscribe to it. Legends. It's called Flying Pig Extra. Flying Pig United Extra. Stoic Savage, what's going on? Seth says, being dropped from the national team is a bad sign. Seems the Brazil Football Association have heard or know more details about it. Potentially, Seth. Or they're just doing it as a precaution. I mean, think about it. If somebody was accused of murder, right? Now, this is an extreme example. But if somebody was accused of murder, then you couldn't really have that player playing for you just in case it was true. Now, this isn't the same. It's not as extreme at all, obviously, as murder. But you know what I'm saying? You couldn't have a potential murderer playing for you, so you'd have to drop him even if it turned out not to be true, right? So maybe they've just done this as a precaution, but I do agree the fact that they've done it doesn't seem that good. Fair. Brazilian national team, no saints, full of corruption, says Malps. Yeah, I did see that, King Boomy. Spurs inquired about him before we signed him. Yeah, he obviously sacked off Spurs to come and join Manchester United. Mark says Antony's a good player according to the coach, but maybe fans assume he shares their opinion, says Mark N. Yeah, Kate says I'm the 0.01%. Yippee. Well, hey, you said it there, Kate Cadet lad. You said it, mate. Who am I to disagree? Rushmana says subscribe to the channel. Yes, sirree. Hit the subscribe button if you're here for the first time. Abused a chair on Sunday. Yeah, but that's an inanimate object, my son. You know? And it was my property, so it's absolutely fine. She could be a jealous ex accusing Antony. Well, there you go, Reese. This is why we're not suggesting that he's guilty just yet. Antony can still play football with an ankle bracelet, says Rain Man. Next up on Flying Pig United, the Birdman of Alcatraz signs for United. Get in there tomorrow, Charles Bronson. The next day, who's another famous prisoner? I don't know, but yeah, love the thumbnails. Oh, thank you, Insidious Inflation. Big up Wonton Doodle for doing the thumbs for me, man. Now, these thumbnails are absolute fire, aren't they? They're so good, man. I do really like them. We've got this whole comic book vibe on the go. Hey, I'm actually going to show you something awesome. This has made me mangasm, this has, guys. So I've got a new style of preview thumbnail coming, right? I have to show you it. A sneak preview, guys. Smash a 1 in the chat if you want a sneak preview of the new thumbnail, new preview thumbnail. Sphinx Sue, thanks for the £5 super chat. He says, I hope Eric Ten Hag gets rid of players. If he gets rid of players, get trusted scouts and a director of football. This might be a long season for us, but hope it gets sorted. Yeah, thank you so much. I agree with that, Sphinxu. We need new scouting network. It shouldn't just be down all on Ten Hag to go and get his mates from the Eredivisie. We do need to be able to pluck out gems from all over the world. We've been poor at doing that in recent years. I couldn't agree more, lad. We should be able to just produce gems like we used to, but we don't do that, really. We don't do that. It's a big shame. Right, hang on. Let me just save this to my computer and I'll show you what we're working with. Thank you very much, Sean O'Riordan. Says, what about O.J. Simpson? Proved innocent, but hey, the gloves didn't fit. He could take Bruno's role quarterback, says Sean O'Riordan. Well, on that one, look, he was. I believe in the case of O.J. Simpson, he was found innocent in terms of the eyes of the law, but then from a civil case, he was guilty, wasn't he? So he had to pay the family like loads of money. It's a very bizarre situation. Obviously, he bloody did it, didn't he? Obviously, he bloody did it, mate. That's the craziest. Oh, the gloves don't fit. That's the craziest shit ever, lad. What about the poll? Let's end the poll. So we've had 516 votes on the poll. Antony, 61% say drop, 39% say keep. That is what the live chat believes, and I think that is well, it's interesting. What can I say? It's interesting. I think it's you're kind of onto something there, maybe. Right, let me show you this new style of thumbnail, guys. It is absolutely filthy and raw. Let me show you what we're working with here. I'm very proud to have such awesome looking thumbnails on the channel. Look at this shit. Like, we're going for this whole new comic book vibe right now, yeah? Check this out, guys. You're going to love this. I love it anyway. I think this is like some of the nicest thumbs we've had. But let's check it out. Hang on a second. Let me get the old picture up here. All right, preview, guys. Here's a preview. Here's a preview. Ready for this, guys? Oh, shit. Hang on a second. Wait a second. I pressed the wrong thing. Let's get the preview up here. Right, check this out, guys. You want to see something meaty? Here it is. Look at that shit, guys. Check that shit out. That's nice, isn't it? Give it a rating out of 10. Big love to Wonton Doodle yet again there. Loving it. Hey, Boise88, what's going on, my man? What's going on? How do you like that? Right, RyoTB8 says, ooh, ah. I really like it. It's really cool, eh? 9, says Claire Farron. 269 likes we got, guys. Thank you, everyone, for hitting that thumbs up button. Kingslayer says 7. That's harsh, mate. Palmer says 10. 10, 11. Come on, it's pretty good. That's Fire, says Butters. It's pretty good, guys. Come on. It's a pretty sick style of thumbnail there. 10 says Sim Games. Mark says fucking boss. Mate, thank you everybody for the feedback there. And shout out to Wonton Doodle. Thank you, 0793. It's a unique style. Ain't nobody else doing this on YouTube, my son. You know what I'm saying? With the Man United videos. Ain't nobody doing that. Look, here's another example versus Brighton. You know what I'm saying, guys? It's fucking meaty stuff. Hey, what's going on, Tommy Boyle? Hoyland song idea using rhythm as a dancer. Rasmus is from Denmark, 6'2" and rock hard. He's our new number 9. Fair play. Do we have to have the rock hard? I mean, you know. No, I don't know. No, it's just done by the legend that is Wonton Doodle, mate. The banner with the logo looks good to use on the sub counts of Sing games. Hey, that's a good idea, mate. Yeah. Claire says, changed my mind 10. Anyway, it's pretty nice, guys. There you go. It's pretty nice. So we got new style of previews in there, like comic book-esque. Thank you for that, Tommy Boyle, by the way. Great song. Great song. Right, let's read a few more of your comments out, peeps. Then we'll have to wrap it up, I suppose. But it's been a great stream this evening. Lots of fun. In fact, I will read a good few more out. Yes, indeed. But yeah, thanks for the feedback there. Yeah, thank you, Kate. Says these comic strip thumbnails are fucking boss, Joe. Thank you so much. I do really like them myself as well. Brighton will batter you, bro, says Jason Brown. I'm a bit worried about that, actually. Palmer says Brighton is going to be a tough one. They're a damn good side. They really are at the moment, I know. Let's just hope we turn up. If we don't, then they will batter us because they are a good side that often turn up. It's a good point. Have you got a tune for the player that we signed from Spurs? Yeah, that's a good question, Tommy Ball. So Reguilon. Comic book style is even better on the match previews. It is, to be fair, Colin. It's raw, lad. I agree. Sean O'Riordan, thanks for another super chat, lad. He says, O.J. Simpson book, I didn't do it, but if I did, this is how I would have done it. Ah, that's crazy, isn't it, Sean O'Riordan? What the hell, mate? That's absolutely messed up. That's crazy, mate. Speaking of which, your avatar kind of looks like a mugshot, mate. Was that taken? Where was that taken to, bro? Down the nick? Don't know. I'm just kidding, Sean O'Riordan. You're a handsome bastard, lad. But yeah, keep on. Thank you so much, Sean O'Riordan. Let's get some love in there for him. Rock hard was a polite version. Oh, I see. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He looks a real talent. Apparently, he's a United fan growing up. Thank you, Ryan Wheeler. Thank you very much. Oh, I know, Larry. They get big money for their players as well. They're actually able to sell their players because they're good players and they're not on huge money. They're just a really well-run club. Much better than Man United, which is crazy when you think about it. Brighton, I've got no bones about saying it. Brighton is a better run club than Manchester United. God, that's a shambles, isn't it? But it's true. They're not a better club, but they're a better run club. Oh, fair play jams are highlights. Yeah, maybe. Probably not, though. Because it's too much extra work, man. Your thumbnail's a boss over there for the extra clip channel, lad. They're good enough. Marcos Leonardo striker is effing meaty, says Mark N. We can't sell our deadwood for the love or money. Yeah, Brighton are smashing us after the break. At least 4 goals, says Berber. Nice to know you're ever the optimist there, Don Berber, lad. Maybe it's realistic, though, to be fair. 100 million at least for Ferguson, says Danny B. Most clubs run better, unfortunately. That's fair as well. Ten Hag looks like a boxer dog, says Man House. You what? Brighton, best run club in Europe, says Alex Core. Claire says, I agree, sadly. Kate says, Brighton play excellent football. I think they're my new second favourite team, says the Kate Cadet. Who was your previous second favourite team? Lidis says, Berber, yes, we are done. No worries, Tommy Ball, lad. No worries. He says, sorry, Nate. Has anyone changed Sancho's nappy tonight? Maybe, mate. I don't know. I think he's just walking around with a dump in his pants, actually, bro. Tommy, by the way, you'll be pleased to know I've still been practicing the darts, mate. In fact, I purchased a bunch of cheap darts, lad, off Amazon, just cheap ones. So I've got a shitload of darts, so I could just like keep standing there and practicing, mate. So I'm practicing, bro. I'm practicing. I'll be taking you on at some point, lad. Oh yeah, when I can actually hit the number that I want. Occasionally, I'll take you on, mate. I'll take you on. I'm pretty shit at darts though at the moment, but I'm practicing, lad. Yes, indeed. Realistic. Brighton 3, United 2. Brighton getting their shit pushed in. There's no need for that, no toes. Oh, get your darts out. Bell 601. I got a shitload of darts, man. I got loads of darts, lad. Ten Hag changed his nappy, says Alex Core. Photo of Maguire on the treble 20. That's banging, that is, Malves. That's the spirit sausage, exactly. Darts are for Dutch farts, says Butters. There's no need for that, mate. I bet Ten Hag's pretty decent at darts, though. I've always really enjoyed watching West Ham, to be honest, as a Cape Cadet. You what? Sancho, you play right now, yeah. What? Zayn is on the strip club spending dollars on dancers. Yeah, probably. Where is that guy? I'm surprised he hasn't been gloating more since that Arsenal win, actually. You want something? Hey, are you a dartist? Mate, I'll give you a go, the mustard. Mr. Tommy Boy was telling me the other day that there's some like webcam darts site that you can go on and set your webcam up and it like keeps the score for you or something. You can have like legit games against other people online, mate. I'll take you on and defeat thy scum, lad. When I've had a practice because I'm shy at the minute. You read Maguire and treble nearly collapsed? Oh, yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Van Gerwen's amazing. I bet Ten Hag is decent too. Yeah, true. Who's the best darts player of all time, guys? The answer is Phil the Power Taylor. Don't be a melter and think it's anybody else. Blatantly the power, mate. Get in there, flying pigs. Amrabat's agent statement was quality. Travis says, you what? You'll get me big. He'll be 21 gigabig. Phil Taylor's out. That's what I'm saying, man. Phil Taylor's the Don. Zayn can't get his oversized cranium through the door. Also, his ego stops him. Oh, Simon Warner firing shots. Phil is the best. Yeah, Phil the power. The power, says Malps. Anyone else new? Season excitement already? I always remember somebody said I used to look like Eric Briscoe. What do you reckon, guys? Don't tell me I do. But somebody once told me I look a bit like that Eric Bristow guy. And I was deeply offended, my friend. Oh, yeah, Barneveld. Barney's the best darts player of all time, eh? Fair play. Yeah. You guys have hype up Brighton to the moon, you gashtastic slabs. Brighton are very good, to be fair. Chocolate, salty balls, Dad. You think Ten Hag made the wrong change when he took off Lindelof? Ericsson should have come off because he was tired. He could get back and cover for the first goal. Maybe. I mean, Ericsson was there. He did lunge out. He just missed it with his leg, didn't he? But Eric Bristow, no chance. Thank you very much. Sean O'Riordan, appreciate you, bro. Super chat. Excuse me. He says, I love your sense of humour, Pig. It's unique to you. Be proud, son. I'm happy you've been feeling good last few months. You managed to not allow the United shit show to bring you down. Well, yeah, I guess so, Sean O'Riordan. I mean, yeah, okay, fair enough. Thank you very much, Sean O'Riordan. I mean, look, United have been a bunch of fucking melters, mate. They do emotionally drain me. I can't lie about that, man. But you got to try and remain positive, don't you? Otherwise, what's the point, lad? You do look like him, says Kimbumi. Shut up, mate. Sin Game says you look nothing like him. Mate, thanks to Sean O'Riordan, by the way, for getting in here raw with that comment there. That's very kind. I look like Ibrahimovic, says Lillis United. Okay, then. My name is Zlatan, and I am Lion, my friend. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is greatest Swedish player of all times. Zlatan Ibrahimovic does not drive Volvo. Volvo drives Zlatan. Zlatan is half human, half lion. Zlatan does not heal like regular human being. Zlatan heals like lion in Serengeti. Zlatan does not sleep in bed. Zlatan sleeps on savannah. Zlatan sleeps with lions, with pride of lions. Zlatan is Big Daddy, alpha male, Zlatan lion. Anyway, yeah, thank you for that. Zlatan's a legend. What a great player for Man United as well. Zlatan is lion. Arsenal's the best team in the world. And to be fair, Zlatan scored pretty much the greatest goal I've ever seen, which is that one against England. I don't think any other player could have scored that goal. That was ridiculous. That overhead kick, just so athletic and so ridiculous to even attempt it, to be honest. It was ridiculous. Strike, obviously, there's been some better goals in terms of like dribbling. And, you know, to be fair, that goal he scored his last game for Ajax was fucking amazing. If you've ever seen that one where he just dribbles it around their whole team. Zlatan was an immense goal scorer, to be honest. 290 likes, guys. Keep hitting the thumbs ups. Help us get to 300 likes on the stream. That would be immense. Zlatan doesn't have a hairline as high as yours, Piggy, says the Cake Cadet. Shut up, mate. You're the Sofran Amrabat of this live chat, Cake. Do you know what I mean? Your hairline starts at the back of your neck. You know what I mean? Don't even come at me, bro. I didn't actually, Claire. I might have to check it out. You'd take Zlatan in a wheelchair right now. That Ajax goal was ace. Yeah, that was insane, that was insane. Zlatan is Bosnian, not Sweden, Pig. Listen, mate, he grew up in Malmo in Sweden, mate. He grew up in fucking Malmo, bro. I don't care where he was born or whatnot, or what his heritage is, lad. He's Swedish. He plays for Sweden. Do you understand me? Always thought forward to get the benefits is such a call. You are... What could have been with Zlatan 10 years earlier. So true, yeah. If he'd come to us instead of PSG, we would have been great. Would have been great. Get in there, my son. Make like pig's hairline and fuck off, cake. Hey, less of that there, Bell 691. We can't all have hairlines like yours, mate, to be fair. You know. But you know, mine's not doing too bad, mate. It's still hanging on for dear life at the moment. Sooner or later it'll get me. My dad was very bald when he got to about late 40s. So I'm sure I'll get there too. Look like I've got some Irish heritage. Well, I've got some Scottish heritage. That's basically the same thing, isn't it? Triggered. Thank you, Roshmano. He says, subscribe to the channel. Yes, please hit the subscribe button if you're new. Nice one. But yeah, I'm like 1/8 Scottish or something, mate. I'm like 3/4 English, 1/8 Scottish, and I'm actually a quarter Greek as well. There might even be some Welsh in there. Who knows? But I'm 1/4 Greek. Get in there, the hoop man. I'm mostly English. I think I'm half English, actually. A quarter Greek, an 1/8 Scottish, and an 1/8 who knows the fuck what. I'd like to get one of those 23andMe things done, actually, which tells you, like, your DNA breakdown. Yeah. You're actually very fine on top shortcuts. Always have shiny head. Ah, get in there, you balding man. There you go. Careful what you say, then. Don't throw stones. People with balding heads shouldn't throw stones, mate. When is Manu back expected? Couple of weeks, Alistair, hopefully. It is a thing. Scottish, Irish, all Northern Ireland people are there. You go, you see, Butters. You've got some Aussie blood in your veins. Nice, nice, nice. That's just the kebabs pig, says Chris Barker. Oh, goodness me. Eat lots of Scottish food, Piggo, so you are a lot more than that, says the hoop man. Aye, that's right. I love me a cheeky deep fried battered Manners bar. What's it doing with a cheeky deep fried battered can of embryo, my son? Aye. Travis has no clue what I am, says Travis. Travis, I would imagine, just from having spoken to you in the past, I would say that you're 100% Norfolk, mate. 100% Norfolk. You know what I'm saying? AKA Six Finger Posse, mate. I'm joking. Sin Game says, we seen your Greek side when Arsenal scored that third goal. You what, Boise? I'm a fucking FIFA maestro, mate. What are you talking about, mate? Smarter than the average bear at FIFA me. Don't even need to take DNA tests and whatnot, says Duke of Rodtown. Why is that? You know 100%. That's pretty cool then. If you know your heritage down to the nines. Italian, Viking and pure Geordie here, mate, says Jason Brown. Why, hey, man? What's the deal with Sancho? Max Martinez, long-time legend. What's going on? So, yeah. Ten Hag criticised him after a game, saying that he didn't play him because he had a poor week training. And then that night, Sancho came out and said, don't believe everything you hear on social media, and basically insinuated that Ten Hag was a liar. And so now there's a bit of a rift, lad. Defo some old rocker in there, sausage. Hey, not too bad, big schnoz, Ryan. Thanks for saying that, bro. Vanishing coastline there. A Norfolk spud picker. Too much mustard gets up your nose. Oh, you're half English, half Irish, and half Italian. And half... I see what you did there. That's a good one. I am doing the hoop, man. Yes, I will be, mate. 1/8 Indian. No, it wasn't King Boomy. It definitely wasn't, mate. Nowhere near. Still sick after that Arsenal game. It was cruel. I've got to keep myself calm these days, King Boomy. 100%, mate. Compared to what I used to be like, I'm chilled out, mate. I've got, like, heart issues and shit. I've got a CT scan coming up middle of September. You know what I mean? I've got to take it easy, bro. Definitely wasn't the most angry I've been. Could be part elephant with those ears and nose. You fucking what there, Philip Chapman, mate? Excuse me. To be fair there, Mrs. Chapman calls me that, lad. All I have to do is just take the pockets out of my trousers, lad, unzip myself. She calls me an African elephant, my son. You know what I'm saying? Calm yourself down, Philip Chapman, before you get a digital slap, my son. Yeah? Wilson Raider's actually the pig's third cousin. Okay, anyway. Right. Nice one. Right, guys, I'm going to have to wrap this stream up now. It's late. We've had a great chat here, but thank you, every one of you legends, for getting in here. Andrew Giggs, there is no sale update, mate. We're expecting that there's still negotiations taking place, but other than that, there is actually nothing much going on. Make sure you guys smash the like on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Get in there raw. Drop a thumbs up, drop a subscribe, click the bell icon for notifications. Thank you, Travadinios. It's great stream, Joe. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for getting in here with all your thoughts and opinions. We did smash 300 likes as well. Legends. Come back after this video is finished and get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed in this video, everyone. Please do that. It's free to like the vid and free to subscribe, so get involved. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Also, check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. Gungshi, better late than never, you legend. How you going? Get in there, Don Gungshi, you hero. Please do, give us a like before you go to bed there, Gungshi, the only lad. And also, you can watch the video back and come and comment, peeps. Get your debate in there afterwards. The debate doesn't have to end here. Come back after this video's finished and have your say. But it was a fun show tonight, Don Gungshi, lad. Do give us a watch back if you're just joining us. And have a great day, everyone. You're a legend. Thank you, Rushmano, Sean, Must Play, Chris, everyone. Oh, you just woke up. Have a great day, Don Gungshi, lad. I need to get on and send you a cheeky pokey gift, lad. I haven't been on there for a few days. Cheers, guys. Stay classy. Thank you so much, everybody, for getting in here. I do appreciate it. Thanks so much for stopping in. Thank you, Gungshi. I appreciate you, my son. Yes, guys, everybody, do us a favor. Drop that thumbs up before you go. Click the bell icon for notifications. Get your thoughts and opinions in afterwards, after it's finished, and have your say. Ruddy streaming, is he? Go on, and let's give him a cheeky little raid. Might as well. Let's give him a cheeky little raid, guys. He's streaming Starfield. That new game looks pretty cool, actually. So let's go over and give him a piggy raid, folks, and spread the love. Okay, then. There is the link, guys. Piggy raid. Go give Ruddy a cheeky little raid, and also check out the Clips channel pinned to the top of the live chat, Flying Pig United Extra. There is the link to Ruddy's channel. Go and give him a cheeky little raid and tell him Piggy sent you. Anyway, guys, thanks very much. Stay classy. I'll see you on the next one. Stay classy. There's the link there, Bell6991. Can you not see it, mate? It's right there, bud. Click that link, give him a raid, and say Piggy raid. Cheers, everyone. Stay classy, and remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they sink, sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.